Hey, Christopher McClure here from So You Want to Play Guitar. And today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not even going to pick up my guitar because what we're going to do is what's called solfege. And solfege is a kind of singing. And the reason solfege is important and worth practicing and doing is because it can help you develop your ear training. And I'm going to refer to a video that I made several weeks back, and it's actually the first video that I made of this series, and it's about the philosophy of guitar education. And basically what that is that you have the first level is dexterity, with just being able to put your hands and your fingers where they need to go. And then the next is knowing the names of the notes on the fretboard. And then that connects to ear training, to being able to sing and recognize notes and intervals. And then the top layer is about theory. So what I'm going to show you today is about that third level, and it's about ear training, and it's about singing. Now, solfege might sound like a strange, fancy term. It's also referred to as solfeggio, but what it is the basic Do a Deer song that you've heard in the Sound of Music and probably other places, which is basically Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, La, Ti, Do. And you saw that I was doing hand signals with that too. Those are called the Kerwin hand signals, so that and the reason you have hand signals associated with the notes is because then, well, one of the reasons is then because somebody who is actually deaf can know what you're singing. All right, so I'm going to, what I'd like you to do is to sing along with me and do the hand signals. And we're going to go through this scale. It's just one octave, and you don't really need to know what key you're in because we're using, it's all relative. You know, where you start and the following pitch is all relative to where you start. So let's just get right into it. So we have Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Te, Do. So you start with Do and you end with Do, and you can come back down. Do, Te, La, So, Fa, Me, Re, Do. So I want to talk a little bit about those tones and the hand signals and how the hand signals actually represent the position the notes have in the scale. So Do is that it's like the foundation and it's solid. It's like just this fist right here. Re is pointing up. You know, it's going up. It actually wants to go Re, Mi, and you can see that Mi is flattening out. That's the major third. Mi, and it's kind of stable there. You know, Do, Mi, whereas the Re is a little unstable. But then you have Fa, and you can see Fa. Fa is actually wanting to go back down to the Me, and that's the fourth. And Fa is also like when you have a suspended chord, it's because you have a Fa, you have a fourth in it. So Fa, Mi, right, Fa, and then you have So, and So is stable too. You can see that's just, it's stable right there. So, and then you have La, so La is pulling up on So, right? So it's a somewhat unstable tone. la, and then te. You can see te is pointing up. It actually wants to go te, do. It wants to go up to the do, which is stable. All right, so we just did that solfege scale in what I would call a linear fashion. We just went, like sequentially through the notes up to the top, back down again. All right, so I'm going to give you another way you can practice this scale. And I've mentioned this in some of my other videos, like my C major scale video, and also in my C diatonic and D diatonic chord progression. Actually, I think it's in the D diatonic chord progression. Another way of practicing a scale, and this is a scale, it's the major scale. It's also called an Ionian mode. Is you can do what's called a skip scale. And a skip scale is simply that you go through the scale, but you keep coming back to one, or you keep coming back, in this case, to do. So you go do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, so, do, la, do, te, do, do, coming back down, do, te, do, la, do, so, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do, do. So that's the skip scale. So we have that's solfege with a linear approach, right? And then we have solfege with a skip scale approach. So I recommend that whenever you get done doing scales and like exercise kind of things, that you actually take a little bit of time at the end of your practice and actually create some music. So how would we create music with what we know so far? Well, we could just start, making up do, so, do, la, do, fa, do, so, do, te, la, so, re, mi, re, do. So you see, I made some music. I made a melody just using what we've learned just right now here in this video. Like I said before, you might also be in terms of relating this to something else. You might want to go and check my C major scale video, and you can find that on Facebook, on So You Want to Play Guitar Facebook, and then you can also find it on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel called So You Want to Play Guitar. So once again, I'm Christopher McClure, SoYouWantToPlayGuitar.com, and this was about solfege and about ear training, and I hope it was helpful.